3 levels of sunny, level 3. This is where things get a little bit crazy. So highly recommend checking out level 1 and level 2 before checking out this video. In that level 1 video, you're also going to get that full example level 1, 2, and 3 all in one concise playthrough. So highly recommend checking out level 1 and level 2 before checking out level 3. Level 3 is going to have some scales, but it's also going to go into some arpeggios. So it's going to be a big blast of information, but let's get started. Starts with this phrase. So this scale is just the E altered scale played descending. So that's the pickup to starting off that level 3 solo. Next phrase. So here I'm playing a C major 7 arpeggio over an A minor 7 chord. So at first most people would think, why are you playing a C major 7 arpeggio over an A minor 7 chord? Well, let's analyze that. This is the arpeggio I played. And let's look at the chord tones. Let's compare that to the A natural minor scale. So the very first note, that is the 2 of A natural minor. Then we have the 3, the 5, the flat 7, the 9, to the 4, and then 9, 3. So the cool thing is, by playing this arpeggio, you actually get some pretty cool sounds over that A minor 7 chord that you might not have even thought about. There's a few other different superimpositions you can do with chord tones over different chords, which you'll find here and we'll get to in a moment. Next phrase. So this is essentially a B major 7 arpeggio that's ending on a 9, but you're starting with this kind of approach note into that third. So, and that's happening over that G minor 7 chord. The next chord we get to is C7. I played this. So what we had here is your diminished arpeggio, the C sharp diminished arpeggio to be exact. Why the C sharp diminished arpeggio? Because you can access some really cool sounds that way. So very first note, so that ends up being your flat 9. So this is your flat 7, 5, and then 3. So and then you're resolving by going back to the F major scale. What's happening there. However, I take another twist and play another diminished arpeggio. And this is happening over the B minor 7 flat 5 and the E7 altered chords. So, and the B diminished arpeggio to be exact. So, and then which is same note as that, of course. back into A minor 7. Same arpeggios I'm using again. That's the C major 7 arpeggio starting with the 9. And then same thing here, playing the B flat major 7 arpeggio starting on the 9. And then we have I'm playing the 4, 13, and the root. And then I'm shifting that little phrase to create some tension. Notes I'm playing here, I got the 11, flat 7, flat 9. So and then resolving to the 13 for an F major 7. F major 7 again. And we're playing the F major 7 chord. I didn't do any superimposition in the next thing I played. I just simply played an F major 7 arpeggio starting on the 9. Then we come back to the B minor 7 flat 5. E7 altered again. I'm playing the B diminished arpeggio again. Then we get to the E7 altered. I switch to the D diminished scale here, not arpeggio, but scale. So that scale looks like this here. Again, this scale is a little bit tricky, but I think it's best used over dominant chords like in this example here. Next phrase I played. Nothing special, just A natural minor. And then I switch to the G Dorian. And then I play the very similar to that same phrase. But I play this note, which happens to be the tritone or the sharp 11 of the C7 chord. But take a note of why I did that too. I was kind of creating this motif, right? This upward motion, right? And then I end on that note, right? And that note ends up being the 9 of F major 7. And the phrase. This is just an arpeggio of F major. We have sharp 11, 9, 7, 5, 3, and that's it there. So and then we have that note, which is going into the B flat 7. That's just the 7. And then the next chord we have B minor 7. I'm just playing a B Dorian scale here. And then for the final run, I'm just playing an E diminished scale descending. And then into the flat 3 of the A natural minor scale, or A minor pentatonic scale. You can think of it. That's the way I was thinking about it. So. And that takes you to the end. Again, a lot of information. I'll have the solo available on mymusicsheet.com, as well as the PDFs for those scales that you can check out and you can study. Any questions, leave me a question in the comments, and I'll see you in the next video.